Okay people, let's go and have a closer look at this church. These crosses on the side, it's cross holes. That's a bit different than that one. What's interesting about this church, usually churches are built facing east to west if you look on a compass, but this doesn't really comply to those systems. It's right at the sea, so the sea comes right up to the wall here. You see the tide's out there now. What a beautiful structure. One of the other things I like about old churches is usually they were built on an older site. But there's usually old gravestones. This looks like one here. The old anchor. Does it have a date on it? Possibly not. It is an old memento mori, so it's at least 1700s. Could be older. In fact, there's access to the church. Doors are opened. See these crosses in the wall. They're all along the other side as well. Removed from gallery of church during alterations. Framed and restored by Mrs. Frances Henderson, 1792. So here's some information on St Monans Church. Mason's marks on the church. St Monans Castle, wherever that is. The plans. The visitor to St Monans sees a church, Monans. There's different spelling there, Monans. Sees the church long before he is near it, for it is a conspicuous landmark by land and sea. He feels it to be entirely right in its setting, a quiet and holy place, not less for him today than for successive generations of people in the 600 years of its existence. During these centuries it has been threatened by fire and water and by the wasting hand of time. In 1544 it was partially burned by an English invading army, and 400 years later, in 1944, a mine exploded on the shore nearby and did considerable damage. But they built on the rocks, on the solid rock, who built this church, and here it stands, mute evidence of a brave and simple faith. St Monans Church is close proximity to the shrine of the saint. Was founded by Alan Dunward about 1265-67. It is to King David II of Scotland that we owe the building as it now is, although some parts of an earlier church may have been incorporated into it. Lots of these little heraldic badges. Interesting one. Here's another old church I might have to go and visit. I've maybe visited this one before, I'm not sure. Mind you, it doesn't look familiar with all the greenery on it. The legend of the Church of Abercrombie, from authentic documents referred to by Sir John Connell in his History of Tiths, Abercrombie or Abercromlin, appears to have been a parish as far back as 1174. How long that character pertained to this portion of Fife we cannot say, but the church is obviously of very great antiquity, having become so ruinous as to be unfit for a place of worship. It was abandoned in 1646, and since that time the parishes of Abercrombie and St Monans have been united, and the old church of St Monans, situated on the seashore, has served the use of both. The old ladies kindly gave me a postcard for free for signing the visitor's book. That was nice of them. A bit of rain adding to the atmosphere. This is an old one. It's like a piece of masonry that could have fallen from somewhere. See, this side of the church is old just because of the weathering. See the weathering on the sandstone. It's huge. The size of the area is huge. You can see the difference in the masonry that's been repaired up here as well. Weathering on this. Amazing. It's that weathering is unbelievable. This is like a face sticking out of the wall here. The sea air hasn't been too kind to these graves. Can't really make out anything on them anymore. These wheels up here. The chair up in the middle. That's about it. How you doing, people? After visiting St Monans Church, I found some information about another church that's very ancient and it looks overgrown and ruinous, but it wasn't far away from St Monans and it's down this little lane. I was going to take the car, but it looks a bit muddy, so I'm going to have a look at Abercrombie Church. Let's go and have a look, people. So according to the maps, Abercrombie Church is down here somewhere. Like I said, I didn't want to take the car down, it's been raining and don't want to get stuck, so let's have a little look. It's quite marshy. So apparently it's a 4-minute walk, which will be about 2 minutes for me. Seems to be inside an old estate. There we have it, guys. Abercrombie Church. It's looking in better condition than it did in the photo in St Monans. Very small, but very typical its day. Let's have a look around. So Ian Fife Campbell and Strother. 11th of May 1922 to 29th of July 2007. Author, landowner and patron of the art. Here lies the body of Sir Malcolm Anstruther, 1858 to 1934. And Ralph Hugo Anstruther of that ilk, baronet. So obviously a quite important place for burials. Here's an even older one, which I can't make it. 1938, I think that's. Very old structure. See if we can get inside it. I don't know if there's a beehive nearby or flies or what, but I think it's a beehive. Oh, there it is there. You can hear them on the wall. There's no access inside this. Better back off a little bit. Get this old stone here. Look at that. Old cross. Cross with the dimples at each side. This stone here looks very old. Actually looks like an upside down cross. It's been flipped. This is an old stone, definitely older than the church. As you can see, people, it's a cross that's flipped upside down. Interesting. So when you come to visit some of these ancient churches, you usually find that there were older structures here beforehand. Look at this, that's another one. You see some carving on the side there as well. That's beside this, but they reuse existing stones. This must have been an old ancient stone as well. And on this side. Like just in the doorway there's a few ancient stones. Amazing. So we're going to take a look around the rest of the church, but just at the opening, at the door, I found 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly a fifth here. I think that's done by hand, this one here. Stones that probably were part of an earlier site. Wow. Restored by Robert Abercrombie, 1812. You see they've incorporated this stone into the church wall as well. Amazing. Can't see any carved stones on this side apart from the grave slab there, but there's plenty more graves around this side. Usually find that the plinth and the doorways are usually old stones that they used. I wonder if this opens. Oh no. Tom Pevsner, 2nd of October 1926, Dresden, 14th of August 2014. Balkaski, Inge Pevsner, 10th of June 1936, 2016, London. See, this place must be a sacred site, because why would you want your remains or memorial here, in the middle of nowhere, unless it's got some significance? See the old yew tree. There's always ancient yew trees in areas, the old graveyards. It's the back end of the church. You can see this big buttress, the old window, the old opening. There's another old slab. Awesome. Already, for a smaller church, it's got more interesting stuff to look at than the St Monans. (1591). Robertus. A bit wary climbing in here because all the bees. Looks like another ancient stone there. Right guys, I'm going to chance my luck and try and get in here without disturbing the bees. Robert Anstruther. Sarah Catherine Anstruther. So the Anstruthers are buried here at Abercrombie. Seems to be all the Anstruther family. try and climb out of here now. To watch because all the stones are loose up here. Gives us a good view up here. Well guys, that was the ancient church Anstruther, or Abercrombie, sorry, which holds the Anstruther family. It's an old slab, see the coat of arms on it. Not sure how old this is, but it's probably in the 1600s, looking at the style.